Guys, in this video, I'm going to share with you the power of gratitude and this simple shift in perspective, how it can completely change your life. Did you know that your life is a vibrational match to what you think and what you feel? And so please stick around to the end because I'm going to just share with you this amazing life hack that will completely change your life around, so much so that you'll manifest an amazing, abundant life. You can heal from anything and you can turn your life around. So I'm Kerry and I'm an author and I'm an entrepreneur. This is kind of my business behind me. I make jewelry and artwork and different things. And I'm a content creator and I'm a holistic therapist. And I'm kind of an expert in this area. And the reason why is because I did this. I went through this journey myself. I put it to the test and it works. This simple life hack, a shift in perspective, completely changes your life. And that is gratitude. How do you become grateful for life and grateful for things when you're struggling with depression or brokenness and when you're in poverty and struggling? Well, please stick around because I want to share with you. Actually, I was like that. How do you become grateful and have a grateful heart when you're struggling with all these terrible things in your life? Sometimes it's hard, sometimes you have to dig deep, but this absolutely changes your life. It rewires your brain. It actually does something. The chemicals do something in your brain, in your mind, in your heart, even when you are grateful, when you have a grateful heart and your attitude is gratitude. Okay, because it does something inside, and then you start to manifest amazing things. When you're stuck in depression, when you're stuck being negative, and grumpy and struggling with everything, it's like a hamster wheel that you're stuck on. It's like a snowball effect because the more grumpy you are, the more you bring in negative things in your life. The more upset you are and angry you are, the more you bring that stuff into your life. When you're depressed, you bring more trauma, more things to be depressed about, which is crazy, I know. But I want to share with you. I understand if you're struggling with this because there was a time that I didn't know how to do this at all. I was watching these teachers and I was seeing what they were saying, and I knew that there was something in it because I could see other people. But I'm like, how do I do this? I was stuck in complete poverty. I lost absolutely everything. I went through a nasty divorce, nasty breakup, lost my marriage after 20 years, was cheated on and treated very, very badly, very emotionally abused, even physically abused at times. A lot of traumas in my life. I'd lost everything. We'd moved countries prior to that, and so I had no friends at all, no family, anybody around me. So I was going through it alone. And prior to that, I'd lost my mother, who was my best friend. So I was kind of still grieving her, still upset because we'd left everyone behind and I had no family or friends around me at all. And then this all happened and I absolutely lost everything. I ended up homeless with my children and struggling to survive. Just a few years ago, actually, I only had two outfits to my name, owned absolutely nothing. I'd lost absolutely everything, and in survival mode all of the time, completely all of the time. When you're in survival mode, your body, your mind, everything is like, just tensed all the time. And I was struggling so bad with depression and I felt like a failure because I could see, you watch these movies, but you also hear of these hero mums who go and get like three jobs to put food on the table and to keep their home and to keep everything. But I just lost the plot for a while because became so depressed because my cup had overflowed. All these different traumas in my life and all these things which had happened all got too much and my cup overflowed and I was so depressed. I was so suicidal that my mind was lost. Do you know anybody who struggles with depression where the mind gets lost in depression? It's so lost, like a dark fog cloud had come over me that I couldn't dysfunction. You want to be under a blanket all day. You don't want to live. You don't want to face the day. And so I become that person. But then I felt so guilty on my children that I couldn't break free for a while. Oh, after a little while, I started to dig deep and find some strength from somewhere and start to try again. Went back to school and different things, and help started to come and give me little bit glimpses of hope. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't get this grateful heart. I couldn't get this gratitude going because I was so negative. I was so broken. I was broken hearted by being thrown away and cheated on. I was broken hearted by the trauma and the abuse and losing my mother and losing my home and losing everything. And so I understand if you're struggling with that, if you're at that stage where you're like, how can I do this? But I am telling you it works, because it does something inside. So I started with a brain detox by Dr. Caroline Leaf, who is a neuroscientist and doctor, and done studies over the years, intense studies on the mind-brain connection and how you can rewire your brain. And as you're doing this and doing these methods, you're actually turning the neurons, you're doing something chemically into your brain. So a friend of mine, when and moved back to where my friends was, my family was, and a friend of mine had said, okay, you need to do this, and just signed me up and paid for it. It was just a small fee to do it on a website, and she just paid for it and she got me to do it. And it started me off on this journey, because then as I'm doing it, the right people start to come into my life. The help starts to come. I start to find like some amazing teachers on YouTube, like Master Sri Kashner and others who I was following, and I was following their methods. And a lot of them was talking about this as your brain, your gratitude, having a gratitude journal, the way you speak, your life is a vibrational match to the way you think and the way you feel and the speech that you have. So I was stuck on this hamster wheel for some time, but I started with that brain detox and I started doing some meditation with Master Sri Kashner and learning this. So I started writing down a gratitude journal, because I couldn't say it. Like you, if you're struggling with any of this stuff, how do you say these things? Oh, I'm grateful. Like I heard one teacher sharing, like, having a perspective shift. Like, so if you're in a grocery store and there's a queue in the grocery store and you're getting annoyed because you want to hurry up and go, instead of getting annoyed, quickly have a perspective shift and you know what, I'm so grateful that I'm able to be in this store today, in this queue, getting some groceries, because there's plenty of people out there who can't get groceries. When you're in your car and you're in a traffic jam and you really want to get somewhere quick and you're getting annoyed, or you're getting annoyed that people are, trying to cut in line or whatever. So you're getting annoyed at all these things, but then perspective shift. How about being grateful that you have a car? Plenty of people don't. So I'm hearing this stuff and I'm like, well, what am I going to be grateful for? I don't have a house, I don't have a car, I don't have money for groceries, I don't have any of these things. So I had to dig deep. So sometimes you have to dig deep, If I can do it though, you can do it. If I can do it, anyone can do it. So I started to write down, these things, because I couldn't just say them at first. I couldn't have them in my mind. So I started with writing it down. So if that's what you need to do, and do it. So I'd think of, the sunshine. Oh, thank you for the sunshine. Thank you for the moon and the stars to light up the night sky. Thank you for the rain, which comes to help the crops grow, whatever I could think of. And thank you for my beautiful children, that I was trusted with them. And thank you that I'm learning how to heal so that I can be a better mom. I'm learning how to get back up. Thank you for all these different things, which is just showing up in my life. I made a vision board, and everything on the vision board, I'm just thankful I could write that vision board and make that vision board, and looking at it and say, thank you that I have that already. And I'm starting to say what these teachers was teaching is like, believing you already have it, thanking God, thanking universe that you already have it before it's yours, living like you have it, pretend you have it, So start to do all these methods. And it took some time, believe me. It took with doing the brain detox. It took with following these amazing teachers and starting some deep breathing exercises and mastering. I'm still trying to master doing meditation. Sometimes it's hard to switch your brain off when you're silent and quiet and there's been so much noise in your life, it wants to go to the noise. But I'm working on it. But like following Master Shri Kashner and doing that with him and learning about the deep breathing methods and exercise and different things. So, having this perspective shift and having a grateful heart makes you happy. It brings a happiness and joy in your life. It does something chemically to your brain and to your heart. It changes the perspective, changes your life, and you get off that hamster wheel of negativity, of bringing traumatic situations into your life, of bringing more depression into your life, bringing more doom and gloom into your life. Because as you're grateful and you have a grateful heart, you become happy. You become a magnet to that vibration of gratitude, a magnet to the vibration of great things happening in your life. So all these good things start happening, amazing things start happening. Like, I don't even recognize the person I was a few years ago, and you won't either if you do this life hack. If you change your perspective, you start with a gratitude. Do a gratitude journal and write them down and speak them. Speak them in the morning when you wake up and speak them at night before you go to bed so that it's in your brain before you go to sleep. So you've got that going while you're asleep because you're still dreaming. There's still a vibrational thing happening. So, this perspective change absolutely will change your life. I promise. If it can change mine, it can change yours. I promise, because I turned my life around completely. I started manifesting amazing, abundant things, and the answers then start coming. So I found the EFT solution with Dawson Church. Like, you start to do that and you heal every bit of trauma that's happened in your life. Honestly, it's almost like it didn't even happen to you. Any trauma, and the most horrific trauma. It's crazy how it works, but it works. And all these different answers started to come. The right people started coming to my life that I share with you on my other videos too. Like, all the answers started to come in into my life, and I started to completely change from the inside out. And if I can do it, you can do it. So please start with this life hack. This life hack, perspective change, will change your life. Just being grateful for life and speaking it out. Train yourself. You have to train yourself, but you can do it, because I can do it. You can do it. So please, if you got anything at all from this video, please give me a thumbs up. It's always nice to know if anybody got anything from this video. Please share with me in the comments of anything that resonated with you, or if there's life hacks that you found that really work for your life. And please remember to subscribe to this channel and help this channel to grow. I feel very passionate about helping people who are struggling with deep depression and brokenness and heartache and trauma and poverty, all the things that I've dealt with myself. That's why I write these books. That's why I'm sharing this, because I really, really want to help others who struggle with this and show you how to turn your whole life around and how to heal. So please share it with anyone you know who's struggling, and let's grow this channel, and let's be there for one another to help each other, to spread our messages to the world so that we can just love on people and be a light worker. And so please have an amazing weekend, and I'm wishing you love and light. See you soon. Bye.